You can't even get around them.
U.S. government can't even get.
You can't get around them, right? You can't get around them. You're gonna have to see. They could cut the switch off and a lot of stuff going on right now.
Ain't no question.
Like my whole life depends on Apple, to be honest with you right now. I'm just being real. Things that are valuable to me, my pictures of my daughter and my wife, my notes that I take every day, all that's in Apple products. Like that's very important to me.
Apple, they actually, like you ever seen movies that kind of represent the future?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen many movies that represent like the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, cool. So you in the future time they had like the screen, 3D, like holographic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like hologram. I already invented all that shit before they was done. Excuse me, language.
Yeah.
Right. So the future is really gonna be exactly how you seen in like Demolition Man.
Yeah. Matrix, all that stuff. Yeah.
Because they had to get like real sidekicks. If you look at the credits and stuff in the movies, they had to get real sidekicks and stuff. And fortune tellers and all that other stuff. And look back with Nostradamus information, and they had to go to Leonardo da Vinci with information, and then they eventually started like, okay, all this stuff adds up the same. You know, Leonardo da Vinci and Nostradamus, right? Like they both get the same information. Like, and it really came so true to facts. And the Bible did the same thing. All this stuff came to facts. And then so all that stuff you see in those futuristic movies is real. And Apple had it locked down. Walmart gonna have it locked down. Walmart gonna put everything out of business. There's no more stores. Walmart is gonna run it because they're gonna have programs, and they're gonna have like McDonald's. It's gonna be a franchise in the Walmart. It's gonna be like the malls of all malls. And they're gonna be the biggest malls ever, and they're gonna have everything in them, and nobody's gonna make no money.
So are we thinking about what we have going on to that level? That's what I really want to get at, right? Even if it doesn't happen, I want you not to be afraid to think, because Sam Walton was thinking like that. Steve Jobs was thinking like that. What makes it a situation where you can't think like that? All right. So now here's the last thing I want to do, because we gotta wrap up, right? This very last page. We've talked a lot about what we aspire to do, but this very last page, right? And we can talk about Google and all those other things, but I think y'all get the point, right? But this very last page is what I want to really walk away with you guys. And that is creating your brand statement. All right? And it's real simple. I help, insert, do, insert. All right? So I told you guys earlier, I help leaders make better decisions. That's my brand statement. I could get into a lot more than that, but that's, if you had to walk up the steps with me on an elevator, what do you do? I help leaders make better decisions. I was in here for a cohort. There's a guy that has a tow truck company in here, right? And he was struggling with his brand statement. And I told him, you should tell people, I save lives. And he's like, what you mean? Like, well, if somebody's stranded on the highway, ain't that like kind of like saving their life? They could get hit by a car out there trying to wait for a tow truck. You come, you show up, you get them out of, harm's way. I save lives. Now, if I'm on the elevator and I got on like a garage jumpsuit and my hands all oily, somebody asks me what I do and I say I save lives, they might think you lying, but the key is they're gonna stop and be engaged. The key is to get them to stop and talk to you. I can explain the rest. Even if I say, oh yeah, I'm a tow truck driver, they might laugh, but you got their attention. That's all MAGA was, is getting your attention.
All it was.
You could, listen, you can look out on that parking lot right now and you see a person with a red hat and you might think that's a MAGA hat. It might not be one. I've watched people do this, and I've done it too, where you walking and you trying to figure out. Right?
Way to make America cool again.
And people probably thought it was.
People, that hat sold out.
They had to start doing blue hats because it was like, all right, I want to go to the edge, but I can't go too close where somebody beat me up for this hat. Go ahead.
So is it safe to say that he has created a perception of reality, even though sometimes it may not be the reality.
It may not be the reality. It may not be the reality. I guarantee you, people that made knockoffs made millions.
Millions.
Because half the country voted for him. 63 million people voted for him. So this ain't no, you know, oh, 4 or 5 people came together to conspire. No, 63 million people voted for him. And probably 30 million of them are unashamed of what it had. So again, like, let's bring it back though, this brand statement, this is what I want you guys to focus on when you leave here later on today. Like, what's your brand statement gonna be? What's the simple way that you can explain to somebody what you got going on, right? I help create memories. If I'm on the elevator with you and you tell me you help create like lasting memories, I'm gonna wanna know, well, what you do. I'm a caterer, right? Baby showers, weddings, engagement parties, graduation parties. I help create memories, right? When I got married, we had a little situation with our caterer, right? We had a great wedding, but we had a little situation where we had to work some things out. Some things she promised didn't actually come through. And so my first assignment as a husband, I just got married 3 hours before, is my wife is in her wedding gown and she's flustered about the situation. Now I gotta be the man in the situation and I gotta go get in solution mode and go talk to the caterer and figure that out. I got my aunts, my mother, her mother, all these women, and you know how that get. And now I gotta be like that counter in this situation to keep things cool because we got like another couple of 100 people out here, right? So that ain't really a positive memory. But you have the ability to make positive memories. I want y'all to make these statements grand like that because that's going to keep you inspired to keep going.
That's right.
I changed the lives of children. We ain't got to get into the fact that you're a psychiatrist. I change children's lives. I change adults' lives. I give them techniques to be better. Well, how? I save lives from a personal trainer. Right? Chanel, I bring people together. I sports bar. Right? It's just that simple. It's simple. You say it early and often, and it has a message that's going to bring people to come into you. All right? So